So the Tour de Gem, what a great name in the Gem City, bicycle event. And we will get into the details of what type of event and what types of competitions and things are taking place. But it benefits this great cause. And I wanted to talk a little about that with you, Tom. The United Way. What does the United Way do in the greater Dayton community?
Thanks, Kate. So, our United Way of the greater Dayton area is actually a three-county United Way. We cover Montgomery, Greene, and Preble counties in this region. We sometimes sort of refer to us as the Route 35 United Way. We cover everything from about Eaton all the way over to about Jamestown, which means we serve a pretty diverse market. We serve the little bit more rural community over in Preble County. We service the area in Greene County, which is a little more small community, businesses, college communities, right? Pat is over there. And then we have, of course, the Dayton municipal area in Montgomery County, which is large-scale businesses, manufacturers, everything you can think of. We work in those communities to recognize the uniqueness of each community, but then look at the overall activities of what's happening. What are the needs of people? How do those come together? How do we help build stronger families? We also provide the 211 information and resource directory for all those three communities, plus some other communities across the state of Ohio. How do we get people the resources they need? How do we identify gaps and issues in the community and try to provide solutions that bring agencies together, bring resources together, and help fill what those needs are? So United Way is here as a resource to try to help build our community, build strengths, and move families and individuals on to stability. That's why we exist. And so Tour de Gem becomes just another opportunity for us to do that work. Tour de Gem provides us an opportunity to raise our profile, do some advertising, get involved in a great event and bring cyclists together, and help also raise money, not only for United Way, but for other nonprofits and other causes throughout our community, because we give them that opportunity as well.
The United Way is essentially, you do work with so many other organizations and sort of bridge gaps in places that we may not even know that there are gaps. Approximately how many different nonprofits are you dealing with on a weekly basis, on a daily basis?
Kate, that number, it ebbs and flows. Maybe a better way for me to approach that is to let you know that we provide the 211 information referral services for our area and actually for other areas in the state as well. We receive about 65,000 phone calls each year from individuals looking for help. How do they find a food pantry? How do they find housing assistance, utility assistance, food, educational supports, access to work and work supports? How do they get to a better income for their families? When we receive those 65,000 phone calls a year, we're referring them to other nonprofits. We're providing them with direct assistance. We're accessing that complete network of services that's available throughout our community. So, in some ways, we're touching everyone. We're looking for that unique service or that very general service that everyone's aware of. It's how we fill those needs. So we're working with anyone and everyone all the time.
You really have your work cut out for you, and you do such wonderful things in the community, and this is one of them. Tom Kelly is president and CEO of the United Way of the Greater Dayton area. They are putting on a very large bicycling event on Saturday, August 31st at Day Air Ballpark. And there is a lot to talk about in this event itself. Tom, first and foremost, do you have to be really good? I mean, are we talking like Tour de France style biking here, or can anyone jump on their bike and pedal along?
Kate, I promise you, anyone is qualified and able to participate in Tour de Gem. We are not seeking out the professional cyclists that you would find in Tour de France. We're looking for those everyday people in our community who want to get on a bicycle and ride. That was, quite frankly, was a very simple route. What we've done this year, because we're on August 31st, which happens to be the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. Because we're on the holiday weekend, we've actually focused our ride a little differently this year, in that we're focusing all of our efforts on what we typically call the family fun ride. It is a bike path ride that will go from Day Air Ballpark here in the center of Dayton, because we're also partnering with the Dayton Dragons this year. So we're using the baseball stadium as our launch point. We'll start there, we'll travel east, we'll go through Riverside, we'll have a rest stop at Eastwood Metro Park. We'll then go further east and have a rest stop at the 911 Memorial in Beaver Creek, which is there near Fairfield Road at the bike path. Then we'll go further east all the way to Xenia, to the Xenia bike station for another rest stop. And that will be the turnaround point to come back the same route back to Day Air Ballpark in Dayton. That round trip is about 38 miles for anyone who wants to make the full trip. Or you're welcome to go out as far as you'd like to and turn around and come back. For some people, it might be a block. For other people, it might be a couple of miles. For some people, it'll mean go to Beaver Creek and come back. But there will be others who go all the way to Xenia and then come back.
A variety of ways to get involved with the Tour de Gem. Tom Kelly, the president and CEO of the United Way of the Greater Dayton area, is going to stick around with us for a little longer and share some more about what's coming up with their event on August 31st.
The Buckeye Show.
I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. I mean, I'm sure he's in bed.
I tell you what, Ryan, you better not be saying those things about me. I'll get you.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Driving plays a big part in driving the local economy. It helps us all get where we're going and creates good jobs close to home. At Synovus Energy, our refineries in Toledo and Lima are a reliable domestic source of gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel. Plus, more than 2,300 employees and contractors work for us here in Ohio. See how we're helping local communities move forward at Synovus.com.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Driving this summer in a new Honda. Act now during Honda's summer event to save thousands with low 1.9% financing. Full inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans, and hybrids. With hybrids, the battery charges as you drive. Don't miss Honda's summer event with big savings on gas or hybrid, like the 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now with low 1.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer. See dealer for financing details. For well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 9/3/24.
Find savings to celebrate this Labor Day with one stop at Meijer. Pick up fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef family pack for $2.99 per pound, limit 5. And fresh from Meijer family pack boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $2.49 per pound. Get a large whole seedless watermelon for $3.99. Meijer chips 3 for $5. And buy 5, save $5 on some additional Labor Day must-haves. Get everything you need to celebrate the holiday and save. Exclusions apply. See all deals in store or in the Meijer app.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate
today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Welcome to Reverse Aesthetics. Our medical weight loss program includes popular medications like semaglutide and tirzepatide, both of which are supercharged by our body sculpting treatments. For only $2.99 per month, under the supervision of our board-certified medical doctor, Reverse Aesthetics can help you achieve your weight loss goals while tracking progress quarterly. We have plenty of inventory and can begin treatment within 48 hours of your consult. Schedule now at reverse-aesthetics.com or call us at 614-656-4000.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people. But anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Kate Burdett.
We are joined today by Tom Kelly. He's the president and CEO of the United Way of the Greater Dayton area. We're discussing a really big event they have coming up on Saturday, August 31st, the Tour de Gem. It's a bike event for everyone, the whole family. There's a variety of ways that you can participate, and they have an entire day planned for you. Tom, can you tell us a little more about the schedule of events that day?
So we're starting at 9 a.m. on August 31st. We'll then have lunch at Moeller Brew Barn, right across the street from Day Air Ballpark. And that'll happen somewhere between, 11 a.m. and probably 1:30 or 2 p.m., depending on what time the riders finish and come back. It's up to them individually to go across the street, take part in lunch. But then also, because we're working with the Dayton Dragons, if you register for the ride, you will automatically get a ticket to the Dragons baseball game that evening. It is the final Saturday home game of the Dragons season. And we're having a group sales ticket event. We'll be using space in the Dragons Stadium. And like I said, anyone who registers will get a ticket. So the baseball game begins at 7 p.m. at Day Air Ballpark. So we have a full day of activities. From riding at 9 to having lunch at Moeller Brew Barn to then celebrating the day with the Dragons home game that evening. So it's a full day of fun, full day of activities.
And like you mentioned before, the Dayton Dragons are a new partner with the United Way this year for the Tour de Gem cycling event. What has that been like working with the team at Day Air Ballpark?
It's great because, the Dayton Dragons are a great partner to our community. They work with us on this event. They work with a whole host of other nonprofits on other events. The Dayton Dragons are community-minded, and their doors are always open to working with us and anyone else to be a partner. The other thing I should mention is, I've talked about other nonprofits in the community. One of the other aspects of Tour de Gem is our fundraising platform. We open the fundraising platform up to any other nonprofit in our community. So you can register a team, you can register individually, and then you can solicit for donors to make donations either to United Way or to any other nonprofit in the community. And that money comes into the platform and then is redistributed out to any number of nonprofits. In the first 6 years of Tour de Gym, we've raised approaching $500,000 that's gone back out into the community because people have been willing to ride their bikes and willing to solicit donors, and donors have been willing to contribute. So, as I mentioned, this is a way to give back to your community, a way to get involved, a way to do something for someone else who might be in need. And again, the Dayton Dragons are a part of all that as well.
Tom Kelly is the president and CEO of the United Way of the Greater Dayton area. We are talking about Tour de Gem, the cycling classic. It is a 38-mile round-trip bike ride that you can take as far as you want, or as Tom was saying, if you want to just go a mile or a block and turn and come back, that is fine. But the Saturday of Labor Day weekend, Saturday, August 31st, they basically have your whole day planned for you. They're starting off at 9 a.m. that day with a great bike ride. If you want to go all the way to Xenia, you can do that, or you can go as far as you want. You can bring the family. You'll stop off for lunch, and then you will cap off your day with a Dayton Dragons game. And it sounds like a whole lot of fun. We should mention, Tom, where can someone go to get more information and register for the Tour de Gem?
Kate, any information and registration can take place online. And there are two sites. You can either use our United Way website, which is Dayton-UnitedWay.org, or you can use the Tour de Gem website, which is tourdegem.org. Again, Dayton-UnitedWay.org or Tour de Gem, and I'll spell that TOURDEGEM.org. Either of those two websites will get you to all the information you need. You can register, you can donate, you can be a part of this event. One other thing I would mention that I missed earlier is we also have a virtual ride option for this event. If you don't want to get out and ride your bike in person, if you have a stationary bicycle, an exercise bike, you can also go to the website, and part of your registration can include becoming a virtual rider. So if you, for the period we're in right now, the 2 weeks leading into the live event, you can do virtual riding. And let's say that you want to raise money, but you're not comfortable getting out on the day of the event. You want to ride your stationary bike, your exercise bike, and raise money. You can do that right now. So you too have an opportunity. If you can't make it to maybe you've got something else to do for Labor Day weekend. Maybe you're going to be out of town. You can register right now and be a virtual rider and make a difference for someone.
You hear that, Peloton people? You don't have to leave the house. Just get on that bike and ride. Again, the website is tourdegem.org or Dayton-UnitedWay.org for all of the information. The Tour de Gem cycling event. It all kicks off from Day Air Ballpark, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Tom Kelly, is there anything that we forgot to touch on today?
Kay, we've covered a lot of ground, just like we'll cover a lot of ground on August 31st for Tour de Gem. And I really appreciate your help today in making everyone out there in the radio listening world aware of what we're doing and how we're trying to raise money to help people. We truly appreciate it.
And we appreciate you. Thanks for your time today. Tom Kelly, President and CEO of the United Way of the Greater Dayton area, and best of luck with the Tour de Gem. We'll have more of this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue here on the Ohio News Network.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Manny Chopra, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value and have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, and are bound by the highest ethical standards. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you're being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, please visit oda.org.
The Ohio Chapter International Society of Arboriculture's mission is committed to advancing responsible tree care practices. They remind herbicide and pesticide users to always read and follow the product label. The label is the law, so take the time to know how it should be used and how to use it safely. To find out more, there are over 1,000 qualified arborists in Ohio. Visit www.treesforohio.org to find an arborist near you. That's www.treesforohio.org.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton.
ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Kate Burdett.
The Ohio Landowner Hunter Access Partnership Program is a program of the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Division of Wildlife. Some people may not be aware that this is a way for Ohio hunters to access private property during the hunting season. That's why Dave Kohler of the Division of Wildlife is joining us today. He is a wildlife biology program administrator, and he has all of the details about the OLHAP. Hi, Dave. Thanks for being with us today on Ohio Sports Magazine. Hey, you know what? Anytime we can use initials, that's super helpful.
Yeah, we call it OLHAP for short, but yes,
okay.
I'm pleased to be here and happy to answer any questions you have about the program.
So how long has this been going on in Ohio?
Great question. So we really, our first landowner sign up was in 2021. We applied, we were given the grant, and I should back up a little bit. This money that we use and other states use comes from the federal government. It's a program in the Farm Bill. The larger program, the nationwide program, is called VPA HIP, or Voluntary Public Access Habitat Improvement Program. So there's up to $3 million available for states to apply for this money and to use it to open up hunting access on private lands. So we put in for nearly $3 million. I think we were awarded about $1.8 million, and so that we had our first landowner sign up in 2021, and our first hunting season using those properties that we enrolled in 2021 as well. So this is our fourth sign up that we're in the middle of right now with signing up landowners.
It really is a great program when you think about it, because in many areas there is private land that is very much huntable. However, if the landowner has not maybe said, okay, come on, hunters, be on my land, use it, it's off limits. So what type of participation have you seen here in Ohio since this began a few years ago?
Yes, it's it's growing. I'll put it that way. It's growing exponentially. So the first year we were able to sign up, I want to say around 6,000 acres. And we originally still doing 2-year contracts. So we started out wanted to keep the contracts relatively short term as we sort of shaped the program and found out what landowners and hunters really like. So we were able to sign up about 6,000 acres worth of properties, and when those contracts, I should say, expired last year, we were able to sign up over 80% of the original landowners. So we know the landowners like it. We have surveys that tell us that, as well as the hunters. So, and we're up to 54 counties now. Of the 88 counties, we have at least one property in the program, and one of the goals, besides that, we wanted to have 20,000 acres at least in the program before the grant cycle was over. But also we wanted to get at least one property in each county. We're not there yet, but we're definitely moving towards that goal.
And what do the landowners get out of this agreement or this contract that they're signing?
Yeah, from a tangible standpoint, they get money in their pockets. So we're paying landowners. We pay them up front. So if it's a 2-year contract, we pay them for both years up front when we execute the contract. And we're paying them $30 an acre for perennial wildlife cover. So if it's wetlands, grasslands, brushlands, forest, they're being paid $30 an acre per year. And if it's cropland, that's $2 an acre. Obviously, there's more hunting opportunities in permanent wildlife cover, so therefore we're paying at a higher rate for that.
We're talking to Dave Kohler from the Ohio Division of Natural Resources, Division of Wildlife, and he is one of the administrators of the Ohio Landowner Hunter Access Partnership Program. Essentially, if you're an Ohio landowner and you believe that there's great opportunity for hunters to capture game on your property, you can actually sign up with the Ohio Department of Natural Resources so that hunters can access your land. It's really a win-win. Are you getting much feedback, Dave, from hunters that have taken advantage of this program, and what do they think of it?
Yeah, so we survey, part of the grant, we want to obviously know how the program's working and know how to improve the program. So we have surveyed landowners and hunters. The hunters tell us they love the program. One of the things they really like about it is we have it set up so the number of permits is geared upon how many acres of habitat you have. So if there's, say, a 200-acre forest property, we have it set up so that it's 100 per 50 acres of that habitat. So on those 200 acres on the daily, you only have a maximum of 4 hunters. And so the hunters really like that because it gives them plenty of space. I will say that probably 75% of the hunters that use the program are deer hunters. So, and they're archery hunters because currently we're not allowing firearms for deer hunting, so it's archery only. They love having that being spread out, not being too cramped when they're hunting. They also love the fact that they don't have to go, and the landowners love this too. All of the permitting and everything is online. So the hunter goes online the night before. They on the website, they check out a property. They say, okay, I would like to hunt here tomorrow. Now it's first come, first serve, so they have to be lucky enough to be quick and get a permit. That permit then is emailed to them, tells them what property they are going to be hunting and what day, which is typically the following day. The landowner at the same time gets an email, tells them the hunter's name that is going to be showing up their property, what they're planning on hunting. And what that does is the landowner doesn't have to get involved with the day-to-day access on his property, no folks coming door to door, and the hunter is getting a quality opportunity, and they don't have to go door to door as well.
Dave, thank you so much for being with us today on Ohio Sports Magazine.
Thank you, Kate.
We'll have more of this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue here on the Ohio News Network.
Your Saturdays are now full, and Sundays. And don't forget about Monday and Thursdays, too. You know the drill. It's football season. We are your home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and the NFL. If you change the channel, you're a loser. The Fan.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
Find savings to celebrate this Labor Day with one stop at Meijer. Pick up fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef family pack for $2.99 per pound, limit 5. And fresh from Meijer family pack boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $2.49 per pound. Get a large whole seedless watermelon for $3.99. Meijer chips 3 for $5. And buy 5, save $5 on some additional Labor Day must-haves. Get everything you need to celebrate the holiday and save. Exclusions apply. See all deals in-store or in the Meijer app.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Constant pain. It robs you of so much of the stuff you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. My dad and I can both tell you we were able to get relief without medication or surgery. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Listen, there are exciting new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go, QC Kinetics, right here in Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Ray Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics utilize cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your own body's healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, and restore your mobility. Surgery and pain pills, they're not the only option. My dad and I went there. We feel so much better. He's able to move around and walk like he wants to. I'm able to go out and run and do the things that I enjoy. So here's the great thing. Give them a call at 380-208-4544. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus. They have 3 offices in Dublin, Gahanna, and Grove City.
With Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, you can upgrade your home with up to $1,500 off select appliances from top brands like Whirlpool. Enhance your kitchen with quality and convenience from Whirlpool, like the freestanding electric range with built-in air fryer and the tall tub dishwasher with 3rd rack. All available at the Home Depot. Right now, shop Labor Day savings up to $1,500 off select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid August 22nd through September 11th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Is this house a good price compared to others in the area? Are prices going up or down? If I don't make an offer right this very moment, will I miss my chance? These are just some of the questions a home buyer might ask. And these are the sorts of questions an agent who is a realtor can help answer. Because realtors have the expertise, data, and access to specialty training to help you navigate the process of buying a home. They provide support, guidance, and have your back every step of the way. That's what realtors do, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. We'll warm quickly Sunday as more humidity comes into the picture. Low 90s by the afternoon. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy with a pop-up or two possible. That forecast repeats itself as we head into Monday, but hotter weather and a weather impact day for Tuesday as feels like temperatures go near 100. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan. This is ONN.
We're about 1 week away from week 1 in college football. The college football calendar is going to look very different in the near future with the new expanded 12-team college football playoff coming in December. A national champion will be crowned on January 20th of 2025. Many have assumed this will lead to a change in the start of the regular season. It's kind of already happened as several teams, including Florida State and Georgia Tech, will have played their first game of the 2024 season on Saturday, August 24th, in what's called Week 0 of the college football season. Paul Feinbaum covers college football at large for ESPN and joined Bo Bishop on ONN affiliate WBNS FM in Columbus earlier this week. Paul says it would be in the best interest of college football to move the season to earlier in August as opposed to Labor Day weekend.
I feel it probably more closely than a lot of folks because I'm on these morning shows on ESPN, and you're vying with the NFL the entire year. But right now you have a chance to promote college football, and within 2 weeks from today we won't be able to do that as easily because the NFL will have started, and I don't need to tell you because you live in a state with a lot of NFL clubs. So the games this week are terrible. There's not much interest. I think a lot of people are just kind of yawning. That's going to change. It's complicated primarily because of the back end. I mean, we're ending on January 20th this year, but it's inevitable, and I think we have to do it.
I do too. I think you got to find a way to get yourself out of that NFL competitiveness as much as you can, because as popular as this sport is, it does get swallowed up by the NFL. In terms of, we're here building towards this Buckeye season, and when I'm out of market, one of the things I get when I go on a radio show out of market is, well, how do they define success for Ohio State? Like, how's it defined there? And I know it's a popular topic because it's Ohio State, it's Georgia, it's Oregon, it's DeBoer at Alabama. We're even the biggest stories of the year, and you've been all over this stuff. From your perspective, how would you define success for Ryan Day at Ohio State this year?
Well, and yeah, it comes up every day on the national shows because Ryan Day and Ohio State are now in that same conversation with Alabama after Saban, the 12-team playoff, and Georgia. So to me, it's very easy to define. Beat Michigan, I think that's probably the most important thing, and then make a serious run in the playoffs. If that happens, I think the Ryan Day story goes away very quickly. If it doesn't, then the Stephen A. Smiths of the world who drive by college football once a week will gravitate and continue to lock into that story.
That's it, exactly. I think they can. I think a loss in a national semifinal or final to a Georgia or an Oregon or a Texas is one that I think people around here could handle, but it has to start with beating Michigan. If that doesn't happen, then you got to go win the national title. I think those two things can be the same, whereas you lose to Michigan but win the national title. That might be something people could deal with around here. Is there a team outside the top 10? I had an emailer ask me this earlier in the show. Is there a team outside the top 10 that you like more than other people do? And conversely, is there a team inside the top 10 that you don't like as much as others do?
Well, I don't like Florida State at all. I think, whether they end up in the playoffs or not, because the ACC, they're not really part of the conversation this year. I think Tennessee is a team that could. It has a couple of tricky games, but it has Alabama at home, and that's really important because that could be a playoff eliminator. As sold as I've been on Alabama, Bo, I'm starting to doubt that a little bit. I just think sometimes when you have new coordinators, new head coach, new everything, you end up screwing up a game that you're not supposed to. But I don't see the quintessential sleeper. I think the national championship this year will very likely come from Oregon, Ohio State, or Georgia. I know it's usually Georgia versus the field, but I really like those three more than anyone else in competition.
It does feel like they've separated a little bit. Big story this week was, speaking of Alabama, was the notion of their general manager, which is fun that now we can call them that, right? General manager, that's an NFL term, received an $800,000 pay increase, or not pay increase, but his salary went to $800,000. Good for him, first and foremost. Never dig and worry about what anybody else is putting in their pocket. But from the perspective of, I was surprised, Paul, that I assumed that when DeBoer went to Bama, the Saban infrastructure guys were held on to, because that happened here. When Ryan Day took the job, all of Urban's infrastructure guys, Pantoni, the guys who were his guys, they all stayed, and they're still here now. That did not happen at Alabama, and when I read that this week, that was the first I heard of it. So how much has DeBoer divorced Saban's Bama from his version of Bama?
Completely. You wouldn't know it when you listen to him talk because there's always that, Coach Saban, blah, blah, blah. But I don't buy any of that, Bo. I don't think Nick Saban will have anything to do with this football program. People talk about his office is down the hall. It's not down the hall. It's about 3 blocks away in a stadium. Alabama's football complex is not in the football stadium. So you know how insular these things are. Do I think Nick Saban is going to walk around the hallway there? No. He will be on campus on September 28th for College Game Day, and he'll be honored the second week of the season. And I sincerely doubt you'll find him anywhere near there during the season other than that.
We'll have more of this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue here on the Ohio News Network.
Did you know we have another station? More Buckeyes, more play-by-play, more everything.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2 or listen on the Fan app.
Your home for almost too much football. The Fan.
Excuse me, waiter. There's a hair in my soup. A long purple hair.
I'm so sorry. I'll get the manager.
I'm the manager. How can I help?
Wait, weren't you the Plum Insurance mascot?
What gave it away? My long purple fur?
Something like that.
What if all insurance companies were like NJM and were known for putting their policyholders first, not gimmicks? Then all those insurance mascots would have to get real jobs.
I'll pass on dessert.
No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Save big money now at Menards. You need reliable appliances that help you conquer the day. And Menards is your one-stop shop for huge savings on new, energy-efficient appliances. We carry the largest in-stock selection of major appliances starting at the lowest prices and ready to take home today. Menards, America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction, according to J.D. Power. Visit jdpower.com for details and menards.com for deals.
Save big money at Menards.
Having health insurance is important. So, if you or anyone in your family has Medicaid or CHIP, listen up. Check your mail for a renewal form from your state. Complete the form and mail it back right away so you don't lose your coverage. If you do lose Medicaid or CHIP, visit healthcare.gov to see if you're eligible to enroll in a low-cost, quality health plan. Keep your family covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Football season is here, and you know what that means. Fall is just around the corner. Cooler temperatures on the way. If you've been dealing with drafty windows all summer, struggling on those crazy hot days, your AC just can't keep up, now is the perfect time to upgrade with Universal Windows Direct. Call them today, 614-502-5220. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Plus 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply because they always do. Go to UWD.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Giant Eagle and Market District have deals for school days. That's right. Find the discounts, specials, and savings you need to start the back-to-school season. Return to your routine and shop while saving big in the process. There are over 1,000 items with incredible low prices throughout the store. Don't wait, because the Deals for Days sales are only available for a limited time. Visit your local Giant Eagle or Market District today. Learn more about the Deals for Days sales event at gianteagle.com.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Federal Elite Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Kate Burdett.
Time to discuss Cincinnati Reds baseball and hear from Steve Offenbaker of Locked On Reds with our Paul Keels.
It is our pleasure to talk with Steve Offenbaker from the Locked On Reds podcast, and if you haven't checked it out, you must. It is very informative and very entertaining. Steve, we'll begin first off by talking about Joey Votto and his decision to retire. What are some of the things that come to your mind when you think about Joey Votto right off the jump?
You know, Joey Votto, I think, is probably one of the top 3, and there's some debate here, but I think, top 3 hitters to ever play for this franchise, Paul. He was just tremendous in the batter's box, and the work ethic and what he put into being that professional hitter, I don't think has been matched by anybody else in Major League Baseball. He was so much fun to watch. He was a threat each and every time he stepped in the box to take the game over. And I'm sad to see him go. This hits me in my feels, just like it did when Barry Larkin retired. He was my favorite current Red. And ultimately, I guess this means now that he was a career Red since he never made it to the majors with the Blue Jays. And that kind of makes me happy that he may be the last career Red. So I wish him all the best in retirement, and I'm going to miss watching him play.
Yeah. Steve, when we saw how his personality really started to show in his latter years, was that part of the appeal also?
I think so. It's unfortunate that he didn't let that out from the beginning. And I know baseball was a little bit different than it is now when Joey came up. But if he had let a little bit more of that show, I think that some of his detractors wouldn't have detracted from him so much if he had let the personality out. He was fun, a lot of fun. Buying the donkey for Zach Cozart when Cozart made the All-Star team. I don't know if you saw his interview dressed as a Canadian Mountie on MLB Network is an all-time classic. And then just the stuff he did over the last several years with hiding signed items around Cincinnati and leaving clues for fans to find it, and just how engaging he became was tremendous.
Thank you for bringing the donkey up. I had forgotten all about that, Steve. Now let's go to this current edition of the Reds, the roller coaster Reds. Just when you think they're back in it, they get swept by Kansas City. Just when you think they're out of it, they go take 2 of 3 from Toronto. Is that just kind of so far what the story of this team has been this year?
Yeah, I think that's who they are. I think the only thing they're consistent at is being inconsistent, if that makes any sense. They really they let you go. They play kind of to the level of their opponent. They're going to have some great games. They're going to have some really, really bad games like we saw against Kansas City. I think they're just going to be just a bit on the outside looking in for this playoff race. I don't know that they've got a 10-game run in them with how inconsistent they are to be able to make up the ground. But with all that being said, Paul, there's a lot of fun things to watch the rest of the way on this team. Can Ellie become the first 30-70 guy? Maybe he can. There's enough time left for him to do that. What can we see from the rest of these players that are trying to cement a place for themselves on next year's team? There's lots of things to pay attention to.
Santiago Espinal, one of those. Steve, just your thoughts on how this is a guy who earlier in the year we all wondered why he was there, how all of a sudden he's found a good groove.
Yeah, he's a former All-Star. He was an All-Star for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I think that was a great deal that Nick Krall pulled to go get him at the beginning of the season, and what was really kind of a desperation depth move to bring in somebody after all the injuries that cropped up right at the end of spring training. So I love to see what he's turned on. The great thing about Santiago Espinal is he has multiple years of team control remaining. He's going to be here a while. So if this is who he is, that's a tremendously valuable guy to have for bench depth, to have in case somebody gets injured next year. I'm looking forward to having him around because he has really shown to be a valuable piece for this team.
Steve, when you look at what Noelvi Marte has done as of late, is this kind of a sign of him finally getting some traction after missing so much time?
Yeah, I think so. Jeff and I are going to do a show on this later this week. It looks like he's turning a corner, which is great. I think that the Reds rushed him back after the suspension. He didn't have a lot of time to basically have a spring training, which is really what he needed. We're more than a month now of him being back in the big leagues. And, if you look at spring training time, they get out to Goodyear in February to start regular season games right at the beginning of April. So the timing is right. And I think that's what we're seeing. I think he's getting his timing back. I think he's seeing the ball well. And I'm looking for a big, strong finish from him to get ready for 2025.
Sounds good. Steve Offenbaker from the Locked On Reds podcast. Always appreciate your input, Steve.
Thanks a lot, Paul.
We'll have more of this week's Ohio Sports Magazine when we continue here on the Ohio News Network.
Have you lost Ohio Medicaid? At healthcare.gov, you can find a low-cost, quality health plan.
Do plans cover doctor visits?
What about emergency care?
And prescriptions?
All covered and more. Plus, with the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Do you have foot pain? Foot pain is not normal regardless of your age or job. Podiatric physicians are the most qualified doctors to care for your feet and can provide important foot care solutions or shoe inserts to better manage foot pain. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care. We've been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Ohio's public schools are safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive, no exceptions. Thanks to the nearly 120,000 public school educators in the Ohio Education Association. We are dedicated professionals who deserve respect, a living wage, and a seat at the table when decisions are made. And we're using our united voice to demand the supports and resources our students need to succeed. Because in Ohio, public education matters.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Kate Burdett.
Time now to get some highlights from the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show with Jay Crawford. Here's producer Bodie Wells to set the scene.
Thanks, Kate. On the show this week, the guys previewed the Cleveland Browns season with Robert Mays, who covers the NFL for The Athletic.
Robert, when you look at this offense, obviously they went out and got Jerry Jeudy, and obviously Nick Chubb is coming off of an injury. When you look at this offense, they've been kind of a middle-of-the-pack team. Is getting Ken Dorsey in here and helping with that offense the answer to unlocking this offense to making them become maybe a top 10 offense, or do you think that it's just going to crash and burn?
It's a great question. I mean, I think that part of the reason that they've struggled at times over the last couple of years, beyond some of the issues with the quarterback play, is they've been kind of put in a small box in terms of what they did well. And Nick Chubb was really the engine of this team, and then they did complementary things off of that, whether it was the play action game, some of the things they did in the screen game. And I think the move to Ken Dorsey is twofold. It's a chance and a pursuit of trying to get the best version of Deshaun Watson, because you're likely going to be moving to an offense that is a little bit more spread out, lives in the shotgun, a lot of the things and a lot of the ideas that Ken did when he was in Buffalo. And two, I think it's about diversifying what your passing game looks like. When this team could just get under center and
Robert, it's just been a weird preseason here. It's just been bizarre, and that's the word I used at the start of the show. The stuff about Deshaun and whether or not he's going to play in Seattle, and he's got a sore arm. How does he have a sore arm? He's hardly thrown the ball over the last week. The offensive line is in shambles. Jed Wills had arthroscopic surgery 9 months ago and still isn't back. Just what's your overall feeling of the success rate and where this team's at right now, and do they have enough time to pull this thing together in time for the opener?
I'm worried about it. I mean, I think it's hard not to be worried about it. When you think about the way that Watson played when he was on the field last year, there's no way you can look at this in a sober way and just say, oh yeah, I feel good about where the offense is headed. I feel good with what he's going to provide. I mean, we haven't seen him play more than a handful of games in like 3 or 4 years.
To catch the full breakdown, just search for the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and enjoy their daily content covering all things Cleveland sports. We'll be back to wrap up this week's Ohio Sports Magazine show here on the Ohio News Network.
Rothman and Ice.
There's a lot of options that I think Ohio State can throw at teams this year, which is why the ceiling is so high for them. They're going to be able to do a few different things and do it at an elite level.
Rothman and Ice. Weekdays at noon.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus.
The Fan.
Your local Rite Aid might be closing, but don't worry. It's easy to transfer your prescriptions with GoodRx. First, check prices at GoodRx.com or on our app. Then show your coupon to the pharmacist. It's that simple. GoodRx can save you up to 80% on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, GoodRx is free and it works whether you have insurance or not. Download the app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. You seem pretty happy this morning. I invented a song. You know songwriters have an actual word for inventing a song. Everything we want people to know about Eco. Ready? Can't wait. Get Eco. G-E-T-E-C-O. Get Eco. They can really go. Get Eco. For your Cinco. Fix and a Blinko. You'll think-o. Hooray. Get Eco. G-E-T-E-C-O. Get Eco. You'll be cool like snow. Get Eco. Like an ice Rico. Puerto Rico. Get Eco today. What do you think? You know we don't serve Puerto Rico, right? I do know that. I mean, the drive alone from Ohio is like, geez. Way too far. But you ran out of rhymes for Eco? You gotta admit, the rest is pretty catchy. Oh, it's earworming already.
Get Eco.
E-C-O. As is that thing.
That's the sound of a Mountain Dew. And that's you enjoying its refreshing citrus kick. That's a cool breeze suddenly whistling through your hair.
Whoa.
That's you realizing you're now on a mountain.
This is epic.
That's you stating the obvious. That's you stepping up to the plate. That's you winning your kickball game.
Yes.
That's you taking another sip of your
Mountain
Do the Do.
Save big on paint for your next project at Menards. Give your home a fresh new look with Pittsburgh Ultra Exterior Paint and Primer in one. It provides excellent height and coverage and can be made in thousands of color options. Save big on Ultra Exterior Paint when you shop at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction, according to J.D. Power. Visit jdpower.com for details and menards.com for deals.
Save big money at Menards.
Meet animals from around the world as you explore the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. Whether you're fascinated by the towering elephant or playful sea lions, we have it all at the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. Visit columbuszoo.org to plan your visit today.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. We are an independent financial planning firm ready to help you make the right decision for yourself, your family, and your future. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Driving this summer in a new Honda. Act now during Honda's summer event to save thousands with low 1.9% financing. Full inventory is here. Cars, SUVs, trucks, vans, and hybrids. With hybrids, the battery charges as you drive. Don't miss Honda's summer event with big savings on gas or hybrid, like the 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now with low 1.9% financing. Search your local Honda dealer.
See dealer for financing details. For well-qualified buyers. Offer ends 9/3/24.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan. Now back to Ohio Sports Magazine on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Kate Burdett.
That's all for this week's Ohio Sports Magazine. Thank you so much to this week's guests. Tom Kelly from the Tour de Gem cycling event, supporting the United Way of the Greater Dayton area, and Dave Kohler from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, Division of Wildlife. Thanks to all of our Locked On podcast contributors this week as well. For Bodie Wells, Eric Reeser, and Paul Keels, I'm Kate Burdett. Thanks for listening to Ohio Sports Magazine. Join us next week here on the Ohio News Network.